Welcome back to Living 808. Time for some straight talk with Risa and Edwina, the co-founders of Ho'oko LLC. And today we're focusing on developing new values for the new year. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
okay,
Sean.
I want to know why this is important. Why not just set New Year's resolutions?
Well, most people are familiar with the idea of setting New Year's resolutions, and research has increasingly shown us that that doesn't actually work. And this is because it's almost impossible to set goals without first anchoring them in values that are important in someone's life. And values don't take on the idea of I should do something. Rather, they're guideposts, principles or standards for behavior, for the way that a person determines to live his or her life. And so what we see with values is much more of a substantive commitment as opposed to declaring a resolution that may or may not carry weight with it.
Okay. Time for some statistics. We want numbers, you want numbers, and I know you've got numbers.
Yes.
How many New Year's resolutions actually work?
You know, it's kind of interesting because actually 40% of the population actually set New Year's resolutions, and 64% of those actually abandoned them after just 1 month, actually. So it's actually kind of interesting, and that's actually quoted by Forbes. In addition to that, you know, most people, when they set resolutions for the year, it kind of goes around losing weight, exercising, and also quitting smoking. But the interesting thing behind that is that actually, 98% of them will actually fail in their diets. 9 out of 10 people actually stop going to the gym after 3 months.
Wow, I didn't think it was that long. I thought maybe it was a little shorter.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, 3 months, you know, amazingly.
Yeah.
And then lastly, 95% of people who attempt to quit smoking actually even don't. So if you can see, as she said earlier, anchoring in values is very important.
So what kind of changes then do you have to make in somebody's life to make these things actually stick then?
Well, the best way to make those long-term changes is to be clear about your values. And there's actually science behind that. Science tells us that there are reasons that drive behavior, and these reasons have a very powerful influence on the decisions or actions that a person does, whether they realize that or not. And most of this is unconsciously done as a matter of habit and based on the underlying values that, that a person has for their life. And so when we make changes that are consistent with the values that we have for our life, there's a greater chance that those changes will stick.
So, okay, I totally get that. I understand that. What are some of the ways then that a person can identify their values?
So some of the ways is you can think about times in your past, maybe where you felt the most proud or the happiest. You know, moments where you've had just really great times of glory. And those oftentimes will show things that are important, things that a person oftentimes values. On the flip side, when there are moments where you were uncomfortable or situations where you felt very disappointed or upset, I mean, oftentimes those can also show the contrary. So a lot of times those things can really demonstrate and show someone things that are important to them. And they also define who we are and who we are not.
Okay, what if you can't identify the values? What if you feel lost in the whole process? What then?
Well, it's helpful to write out a list of things that are important to you and to create a black and white visual of experiences and things that you place value on. Also talking to someone that you trust, that you hold dear in your life, and seeing how they come up with those core values themselves. And then lastly, you know, talking to a professional like a therapist like us. Our center offers services like that for people who are struggling to identify values in their life. They can call us 808-375-7712 or www.hookollc.com.
Important information that, of course, we will have on our website shortly after the show. Thank you guys so much for being here. Risa and Edwina, it's Straight Talk, and we'll be back with more.